Good evening, everybody. David Wilson at Case Field on the University Circle campus of Case Western Reserve University. Welcome once again to Spartans football. The 10th-ranked Case Western Reserve Spartans tonight at home under the lights at Case Field against the Oberlin College Yeomen. Case comes into this game with a record of 2-0. Oberlin is 0-1. They are coming off a bye week after losing 2 weeks ago to 8th-ranked Washington and Jefferson 35-9. Case knocked off Rochester last week 45-14 to extend its regular season winning streak to 23 consecutive games. It is a very pleasant night here at Case Field. Sundown about upon us right now. The lights are on, but it is still very bright here as the Spartans and Yeomen take the field. Case will be in their home white uniforms tonight with the blue numerals, the blue trim, white helmets, while Oberlin travels to Cleveland in their all maroon uniforms with the white trim and the gold helmets. Ed Doherty is here as we await the final couple of minutes of pregame warm-ups. And Ed, the Spartans roll in here. Again, a very high-flying offense behind Dan Whalen. Currently, they rank 24th in America in scoring at 39 points a game, but another great effort last week by Dan Whalen of 5 touchdown passes and 1 rushing touchdown.
Well, the 5 touchdown passes are a career high for Whalen here at Case Western, and Dan started his career basically in the first game of his freshman year, and since then just racked up every possible record you could have passing-wise on the Case campus. And overall, Dave, on paper, this looks like a total mismatch between what the Spartans have to offer, being ranked 10th in the country, have an offense averaging almost 40 points a game, pass offense ranked 7th in the country overall, to a Oberlin Yeomen team that's really struggled over the last couple of years. In fact, last year we're 2-8 and faced another ranked opponent just 2 weeks ago. But for Case, the object here today is not get overconfident, not look past Oberlin, and stay focused, put the game away, and move on to your next opportunity next week.
Case has won the last 24 meetings between these two teams. The last Oberlin win against Case Western Reserve was back in 1982 in a game played right here in Cleveland. Case will be off next week. It'll be the bye week for the Spartans. They'll be back in action on October 3rd at Denison University, which incidentally will also be a night game. The next 3 games, counting tonight, all night games, including the game against Denison on the 3rd and at the College of Worcester on the 10th of October. So Case will not be getting back to daytime action for a while, and they won't be back home for a while with the bye week and then 2 straight road games. Yeah,
it'll be the middle of October before Case will be back here at Case Field. And again, they travel down to Denison in 2 weeks, a night game. The Big Red put in lights a couple of years ago. Case played the first night game on the campus in Granville, and then this year they'll christen the new field at Worcester. The College of Worcester went through a full renovation of their sports complex, upgrading, adding turf and lights to the College of Worcester. So a couple of night games adding to the docket this year.
Game at Worcester should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to that one in 3 weeks from today. Case will receive to start the football game tonight. They will move left to right to start the football game tonight. Zach Richard is the kicker for Oberlin, a 6-foot junior out of Cocoa Beach, Florida. First action for Oberlin in 2 weeks. They were off last week after starting the season against Washington and Jefferson 2 weeks ago, so it's their second straight game against a ranked opponent. So I hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight, and we're glad to bring you Case Western Reserve football. The kick is in the air, and we are underway at University Circle. This one will be taken back at the 10-yard line by the Spartans, returned out past the 20, out to the 30. Brian Metalsitz on the return for Case, and he is wiped out at the 37-yard line. A nice return for Brian Metalsitz, and that's where the Spartans will take over to start the football game tonight.
Well, Dave, Dan Whalen will come out. He's been almost perfect this year. 52 completions, just 13 incompletions. So he's He's hitting on nearly 80% of his passes this year, has 740 yards and 9 touchdowns through the air, also has 1 on the ground. Impressive start for Dan Whalen.
Spartans will start out in a 3-receiver set, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Sutka is in on the left side at tight end. Back to throw Whalen. He'll keep it himself. Turns the corner on the left side, has lots of running room, tries to lateral the ball, and it's picked off by a Yeoman defender, and Oberlin takes over on the first play of the game.
Shocked. I'm not quite sure what Whalen was attempting to do there. As he was falling down, it just flipped it back into the sea of red that was approaching. And with that, Ron Rupard just picked off the football that was tossed up in the air by Dan Whalen.
And I'm reminded of that famous baseball call by Jack Buck. I don't believe what I just saw. So Oberlin has the football, and their quarterback is Joey Zebulon. They will take the handoff and hand off to Ryan Harvey, their top receiver, as he comes across in motion, and he has run out of bounds over on the far side of the field after picking up a couple of yards. Defensively for Case tonight, Ed, they are playing without Jeff Brown, who is nursing a sore shoulder.
And so with that, Case will compensate. They'll go back to a 4-man front, and the Lee and Lucas Sasala will be the only 2 linebackers in the formation. So Case will run a 4-2-5 setup, with Brad Paramore coming up to play maybe a 3rd linebacker or a heavy, strong safety.
The quarterback is actually their backup, David Calgren, who is in the ball game. He hands off, and the ball carried by Sean Curtis, the 5'11 sophomore tailback out of Cooper City, Florida, and he is leveled in the backfield and lost a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 from the Case 49-yard line. No score, first quarter. Just underway as Calgren, the freshman out of Curwensville, Pennsylvania, gets the start tonight against Case. We were told earlier that it would be Joey Zebulon, a junior out of Armada, Michigan, but it's Calgren getting the starting assignment tonight for Oberlin. Shotgun snap. Calgren to throw. Lots of time. Now he runs out of the pocket, and he is wiped out from behind as the pursuit catches up with him. Adam Watson, the defensive end out of Mentor, Ohio, grabbed him from behind and got him around the ankles. It is a 2-yard loss on the scramble by Calgren, and the Spartans will get it back as the Yeomen will have to punt, so nothing comes after the turnover, and the Spartans will get the ball back. Punter is Corey Kidd, sophomore out of Wellington High School in Wellington, Ohio.
A Duke.
Snap goes back, and a nice high punt. Fair catch called for by Nicely. It bounces over his head and into the end zone for a touchback, and the Spartans will take over at the 20-yard line. We'll check in momentarily with the 3rd member of our broadcast crew, Kyle Akins. Perhaps he can shed some light on what happened on that first play. Get the news from down below several times tonight from Kyle. 12:40 to go here in the first quarter. No score at Case Field, and after our trip to Rochester last week, it's just a joy to be back here at Case Field. Whalen calls out the signals. The senior quarterback out of Willoughby South rolls out right to throw, looks downfield. Nicely is the release valve receiver, and he levels a defender and gets out over the 30-yard line, tackled at the 32. A pickup of 12, maybe 13 as they get a favorable spot out near the 33-yard line.
Nicely just put his shoulder down and planted Eric Enrico, the freshman cornerback for Oberlin. Oberlin, I think, is going to have some problems tonight handling the Case passing game. If they go to a 5 defensive back set, 4 of their 5 defensive backs, Dave, are freshmen, and they're going to battle the senior Dan Whalen.
Greg Meyer right through the middle. His first carry of the night gets out to the 40-yard line on the first down play. He picks up 7 yards. Greg Meyer, the 5'10 senior out of Clearwater, Florida. Last week, 10 carries, 66 yards, and also caught 4 passes for 60 yards. He's making his 36th consecutive appearance
Zach Homick is checked into the football game.
Homick is in as the lone receiver on the right. Two line up on the left. They'll wing it out. Pass is caught by Cowdrick across the 40, 45. Pushed back there by a host of Oberlin defenders, but looks to have first down yardage out to the 46-yard line. They pick up 6 on the pass play to Cowdrick, and they will move the chains as the Spartans move the ball with 11:39 to go here in the first quarter.
Case showing a no-huddle offense coming to the line.
Snap back to Whalen. Lots of time to throw. Cowdrick was open on the right side. He fumbles with the football in midair, hauls it in, and hangs on as he hits the turf. It's complete across midfield to Tim Cowdrick as they pick up about 7 on that play.
Well, the Spartans lost a receiver during that play. Zach Homick was forced out of bounds and did not come back in a reasonable amount of time, so Whalen only had 3 receivers in the pattern rather than 4.
They'll hand this ball to Corey Check, stiff arms a man, breaks over the left tackle and across the 45 down near the 44-yard line. Corey Check, the human battering ram, as we refer to him on our broadcast. That's a Case first down. Out to the 44-yard line. Corey Check, 5'8", 220-pound fullback out of Georgetown, PA.
Averaging about 3 yards per carry this year.
Back to throw Whalen again on the first down play. Sets up at his own 45, hits Homick on a crossing pattern to the 30, to the 25-20, still on his feet, 10-5, and trips up right there.
What a move by Zach Homick. Him and both Cowdrick were lined up on the right side of the formation. Both gave an outside move. Homick planted his right foot, cut across the middle, wide open behind the linebackers, and Whalen just waited for him to clear and hit him in stride at the 25.
He got bumped and was never able to completely get his balance and ended up finally going down at the 5-yard line. A pickup of 39 on the play. 10-10 to go here, first quarter. First and goal, Case. Whalen rolls out to the right, fires it to Corey Check, touchdown Spartans. Checking out of the backfield with his first reception of the season, and the Spartans get on the board here with 10:04 to play in the first quarter as Whalen hooks up with Corey Check on a 5-yard touchdown pass. That's the 10th touchdown thrown by Dan Whalen this season.
Well, the offensive line and Greg Meyer both sold the run to the left. Whalen was able to naked boot to his right. Check-in escaped out of the backfield, was wide open at the goal line.
PAT coming up from Sam Coffey. Ryan Colasar with the hold. The kick is on its way, and it is good. And the Spartans lead it by a score of 7-0 here in the first quarter at Case Field. We'll step away for a 30-second timeout. Back with more in just a moment on the Spartans Football Network.
Rascal's Pizza is the perfect place to grab a quick bite after the game. So be sure to stop by in the corner of Euclid Mayfield. Don't forget your ticket stub for today's game. Receive $3 off your next pizza order. Rascal's Pizza, a proud sponsor of Case Athletics. Attention Spartan fans, will you really miss walking up Cedar Hill? We didn't think so. Come pick up your RTAU pass in Crawford Hall and join the
7-0 Case on the touchdown reception from Dan Whalen to Corey Check-in. Let's check in with our sideline reporter Kyle Akins for his first report of the night. Kyle?
Guys, I got a chance to talk to Coach Debs this week. I asked him how he felt about playing night games, something that could be kind of a rarity in Division III. He said he really liked the opportunity to play under the lights, and he feels it gives the student body in the crowd a chance to get pumped up during the game, during the day for the game. And on that first drive, you could really tell the difference in the enthusiasm in the crowd. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Kyle. And it is certainly not the norm to play under the lights. And Case gets a chance to do that 3 consecutive games now, starting with this one here tonight and then 2 on the road. The return brought out to the 30-yard line and no farther, carried back by Oberlin's Robin Whitjes, and the Yeomen will take over on their first drive at the 30 after a 10-yard return following the kickoff. So Corey Chekin gets in the act. We saw Greg Meyer out of the backfield last weekend be very effective as a receiver, catching 4 passes, and they go to Chekin there on the short yardage play.
It's a new wrinkle this year in the Case offense. Before, they relied on the wide receivers to catch those small screen passes. This year, maybe looking at the backs.
Calgren swings it out to Ryan Harvey, makes the catch on the far right side, gets away from one tackler, and then Brad Paramore is able to finish him off over near the sideline. Had some help out there from Lucas Sasala as well.
Well, Bobby Bott was first on the scene. He recognized the flanker screen, stepped up, collided with Harvey, but couldn't knock him down. And as Bott was headed back to his position getting up, he slapped the turf in frustration.
Harvey, the Perry, Ohio product, caught 8 balls for 90 yards in their opening game. Catches that one for no gain. It's still at the 30, 2nd down and 10.
Perry High School also produced R.V. Carroll, if I remember correctly.
They'll hand this ball off to Adam Lowther, his first carry of the night. He is tripped up behind the line of scrimmage, so negative yardage on that play. They lose 4 as Lowther is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He's a 5'9", 185-pound sophomore out of Wapakoneta High School. Big 3rd down play coming up here for Oberlin, 7-0. Case ran away with the game last year. 48-21 the final, but at halftime, Ed, it was no longer in doubt.
It was 45-7. The Spartans opened the game with a touchdown. The Yeoman answered, and then Case ripped off 38 consecutive points.
Calgren flips it incomplete to avoid a sack, but he had 2 Spartans all over him. Rich Doolin was back there. And also Adam Watson, the freshman out of Mentor, all over the field here in the first quarter. He had his hands on Calgren as well, but he got rid of the ball before going down.
Well, Calgren was lucky because he couldn't put anything on the throw and lobbed it to the flat. It was intended for Adam Lowther, but the ball hung up. It was incomplete, but Case had an opportunity.
Corey Kidd will punt this one away. Nicely waits on it back near his 30-yard line. No fair catch. He makes the grab at the 25. Starts it upfield. Hits the 30, 35. Runs into a man. Knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line. First contact for Oberlin by Ray Williams, the freshman. And the Spartans will take over in their own territory with 8:11 to play. Here in the first quarter, 7-0 Spartans leading the Oberlin College Yeomen, a team that has not beaten Case since 1982.
You could go back. A lot of things were different in 1982 than they are today.
Ronald Reagan in the White House.
Officer and a Gentleman was the #1 movie.
Corey Chekin on the carry, still on his feet. Knocks through about 6 guys and has not yet been tackled, but they finally restrain him enough to warrant a whistle from the officiating crew. And after all that, it will be a no gain. Possibly picked up 1, Ed, after, I think, touching all 11 Oberlin players on that carry.
Well, if it takes all 11 to bring him down, they might continue to hand the football to Corey Chekin all night.
Dan Whalen in the shotgun, steps back, looks for a quick out, goes to Chekin, wide open in the middle of the field, 50, 40, 35, 30, down close to the 25-yard line.
And just hammered Matt Richard at the end of that play. Richard, the strong safety, coming over to support as the Spartans had split the field, and Chekin found an open seam. And with that, he just ran through Matt Richard at the 30-yard line.
Picks up 36 on that play. Dan Whalen back to throw again. Middle of the field. Incomplete. Looking for Cowdrick.
Adam Wygren got a finger on that ball at the line of scrimmage. It was tipped just enough to throw the pass off.
Whalen incomplete. So it's 2nd down and 10. 7-zip Case, 7:19 to go, first quarter. Great to have you with us tonight for college football on AM 1420 WHK and via the internet at case.edu. Whalen runs it straight up the middle, gets to the 20, and he's hauled down at the 17-yard line, tackled by Derek Dennis, the junior linebacker out of Detroit, Michigan. Third down, very short yardage situation now. Whalen is a yard short. They needed to get to the 16-yard line. Football's marked at the 17. Three-back set behind Whalen. He turns around, hands it to Corey Checken. First down and more, out to the 10-yard line. And hauled down right there. 7-yard pickup for Checken, who is playing like an all-star right now. Checken caught a touchdown pass earlier. Had a 36-yard catch-and-run play a moment ago on this drive, and now a 7-yard burst, and the Spartans have it first and goal from the 10.
Two tight ends in the football game. Bryce Coleman's checked in along with DJ Sutka.
They'll go back, fake a handoff to Meyer. Whalen rolling right to the end zone. Caught, touchdown! Spartans score as Bryce Coleman, the sophomore out of Solon, Ohio, makes the grab, and the Spartans extend the lead now to 13-0.
Well, Whalen had multiple options on that pattern. Multiple options open in the end zone, including Sutka and Coleman, both tight ends. Tim Caldrick was also over there.
Coleman's first career touchdown reception as a Spartan. And the PAT is coming up from Sam Coffey. The kick is on its way. It is up and it is good. And the Spartans extend the lead now to 14-0 in the first quarter at Case Field. 6:21 to go before the end of the first quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Back to Case Field in a moment on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Coupon, you get $1 off any regular sub or $2 off if Case gets the win today, which goes in the circle in Case Athletics, partners in excellence. Coffee and kickoff for Case Western Reserve. Back deep for Oberlin are Widges and Harvey.
Bryce Coleman, his first career touchdown reception for the Case Western Reserve Spartans, has made it a 14-0 ball game. Case leading it by 2 scores here in the first quarter. Sam Coffey with the kickoff, end-over-end drive all the way back to the 5-yard line, returned out to the 20, out to the 25, and no further. Returned by Robin Witches, the freshman out of Howell, Michigan. Bobby Bott got in there on the coverage for Case. And the return out to the 21-yard line, a 16-yard return for Robin Witches. And the Yeoman will come out behind Dave Calgren. 5'11" freshman quarterback, came in and engineered a 61-yard touchdown drive 2 weeks ago against Washington and Jefferson, which earned him the start tonight. He'll call out the signals under center, hands it straight up the middle. Good running room as they go back and hand this one off up the middle. It was carried by Sean Curtis.
That play was made by Scott Shellberg, the fullback. He came into the hole and really pounded Lucas Sasala. And with that, Curtis cut off the block, picked up 6 yards.
Football marked on the 33-yard line, second down and 3, 7-yard pickup for Sean Curtis. 14-0 Case, first quarter action. Man in motion, that's Corey Kidd. Calgren rolls to the left, flags come out on the play. He turns it upfield, gets to the 40-yard line. He's tackled right there, and the flag will probably indicate a holding penalty. We'll see.
I think they're going to get Tyler Benson for holding. He reached out and grabbed Rich Doolin to get the corner.
And it is holding against Oberlin. They will mark the football back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and it looks like that occurred at the 33-yard line. So they'll mark this back to the 23. 5:30 to go, first quarter.
They're going to get Corey Kidd on the penalty, who was out here on the wing on the near side of the field, the left side of the formation.
They started this drive at the 21, so they mark it back all the way to the 23. Second down, 13. 14-zip Case. 2 touchdown throws for Dan Whalen so far in the football game. Shotgun snap back to Calgren. The ball knocked down by Case. Jake May getting his hand up there, and the junior out of Brook Park knocks the ball down. 3rd down and 13.
Well, Oberlin had to go quick on that play as Case had their 4 down linemen, and both Lucas and Lee Sasala were coming on the blitz on the weak side of the formation.
So looking at a long 3rd down here, and you know that Jeff Ramsey, the head coach at Oberlin, did not want to see his team in these long 3rd down situations. 5:10 to go, first quarter. Back to throw, Calgren looking downfield. Coverage breaks down now as he has to rush out of the pocket. Turns the corner on the right side and gets out of bounds short of the 30-yard line. Picks up 5 on the scramble as everyone was covered downfield, and then the pocket started to collapse and he had to run for it. Well short of the first down, and Corey Kidd will come out and punt this one away.
His last punt was 52 yards.
He averaged 33 on 8 punts in their first game. He had to punt 8 times and did an admirable job, and as you said, his last punt was terrific. Here is the next one, and it is a good one as well. Spiraling toward nicely. He catches it on one hop, tries to return it, now turns it upfield, but gets tackled at the 35-yard line. A 5-yard return for Nicely. And the Spartans will come back out, leading it by a score of 14-0 in the first quarter here under the lights at Case Field. There will be fireworks after the game.
I hope the residents in the local neighborhood around here are aware of the fireworks display. They set a couple off just before the game started, and the echo between the bleachers and the student housing was deafening.
Dan Whalen back out with his offensive unit. Calls out the signals. 3 receivers in the game, 2 on the right side. He's looking for Holmick downfield. Now he goes to the middle of the field to Cowdrick. Catches it at the 50 to the 45. Tackled at the 44-yard line as Tim Cowdrick finds running room, middle of the field, as he just shaded over and found a nice hole there in the defensive alignment. And Whalen put it right on Cowdrick's number 4.
Well, Whalen checked down. His initial thought was he wanted to throw the ball 50 yards downfield to Holmick, and looked off and found Cowdrick sitting in the zone.
18-yard pickup. They'll go to Holmick this time on the right sideline. Makes the catch across the 35 and is tackled out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Defensive coverage by Dane Stritt, the freshman linebacker out of Monroe, Michigan. First down yardage for Case. Ball marked now in the 31 of the Yeoman with 4:14 to go here in the first quarter. It's 14-0 Case. Whalen takes the snap in the shotgun, drops back to the 40. Looking downfield, has all day to throw, finds Holmick at the 20, makes the catch and is tackled right there. Matt Richard on the tackle, but Holmick wide open.
Looked like a 7-on-7 drill with the amount of time that Dan Whalen had to stand in the pocket. Oberlin getting no push from their front 3. They've dropped out of their traditional 4 or 5-2 mix. They've brought in 5 defensive backs. Still not enough to contain Dan Whalen.
They try to come on the blitz here. Whalen still has time, has good blocking from Meyer, wings it downfield, and it's caught by Holmick at the 10-yard line, and it's a first down. Well, Greg Meyer made the play right there. He did a great job buying time for Whalen, and Holmick again finds a seam and makes the catch as they peel off another 10 yards, but they're going to say it was short of the first down. I don't know how that spot came about, but it's second down and inches at the 10-yard line. They'll hand it to Meyer to the 10, down to the 5, first down. And it's going to be first and goal for Case as Greg Meyer carries it inside the 5.
And Corey Checkett had a nice block on the edge. Give Brian Webster credit as well. Webster in the football game at wide receiver had a nice block on the outside on Eric Enrico. Allowed Meyer just to cruise around the right side and pick up the first down.
Colasar lines up wide on the left. Homick on the right. Sutka is in at tight end. Checkett in the backfield. Meyer is in the backfield as well. Whalen takes the snap, flips it to Homick, makes the catch in the corner. Touchdown, Spartans. They go up top, and Whalen floats it out there perfectly for Zach Homick, who used that 6'2" frame to climb the ladder and haul that one in for a 4-yard touchdown pass. And it's 20-0 Case with 2:47 to go in the first quarter.
Now Dan Whalen has now thrown 12 touchdown passes on the season. That coming in 8 quarters of work for the senior.
Here's the kick from Sam Coffey. It is up, and the PAT is good. And the Spartans have scored 3 times in the first quarter, and they lead it by a score of 21-0. As the Spartans have jumped out to another electrifying start here at Case Field. Zach Homick makes the reception. Homick, his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. He had 2 last week against Rochester.
Well, the whole team is just catching touchdown passes. They're not running the football in. Dan Whalen has the only rushing touchdown for the Spartans this season. But Homick now with 3. Tim Koundrick has 5. In fact, Koundrick's 30 points puts him tied for 12th in the country in scoring.
Currently ranked 10th in the country. The Spartans leading it by a score of 21-0, and we have almost 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Sam Coffey will line up to kick this one off. Back deep, Ryan Harvey and Adam Lowther. Looks like Robin Witches is back there as well. And it's a very short kick by Sam Coffey. And the Spartans have a chance to recover this ball as it bounces up in the air near the 30-yard line. They still scramble for it. Oberlin thinks they have it, but the Spartans recover on the kickoff.
Oberlin never reacted. The ball was short. It hit at the 35. An up back, Corey Weinwant for Oberlin, watched the ball hit the ground and then almost acted as if it was a punt instead of a kickoff.
They did not go for the ball after it bounced, and the Spartans were swarming to the football, and I'm not sure who recovered it, but the Spartans came up with it as about 6 guys arrived at the same time.
Well, and it was designed because Greg Debelak and a couple of the other coaches were high-fiving.
Here it goes deep downfield for Colasar, the catch, and it is a touchdown!
Well, the
Spartans go for it all on the first play, and Whalen airs it out to Ryan Colasar for the score.
Well, the Oberlin defense was guaranteed to see one fireworks display after the game. They're getting a pre-show, if you will, in the first quarter as the Spartans have blitzed them for 27 points in the first 12 and a half minutes.
Ryan Colasar, his 6th reception of the season, his first touchdown. And Sam Coffey back out to attempt his 4th PAT of the night. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Spartans extend the lead now to 28-0. Well, Ed, that was shock and awe right there, recovering the kickoff, followed by the long bomb by Whalen. And
I don't know if the kids in the dorms could score faster on a video game than the Case offense has been doing tonight.
Case has scored 2 touchdowns in the last 11 seconds of game time. They scored on the Homick pass at 2:47, and they strike on the 35-yard pass to Colasar for a touchdown at 2:36.
I wonder if the full offensive unit for Case may not have to shower after this football game. They don't even look like they broke a sweat.
2:36 to play, first quarter. Case, no doubt, was heavily favored in this game, but I don't think anyone expected this. Here is the kick. This one is a deep kick out to the 10-yard line. It'll be run back by Ryan Harvey out to the 25. He's tackled and driven back near the 20-yard line, and the Yeomen will take over deep in their own territory.
C.J. Holman, a sophomore wide receiver from Oberlin, is down at the 25, and he's holding his knee. And Case trainers are out to assist first.
Mike Fioramonte was the first to Harvey on the kickoff coverage for Case. And the injured player, as Ed said, is still down on the field getting some attention from the medical staff. 2:29 to play here in the first quarter. 28-0 Case. We should mention, Ed, in this game, another milestone can be set and likely will be set tonight. Greg Debelak currently with 36 career wins, tied for the most ever by a Case football coach. A win tonight would put him alone at the top.
And he'll pass Jim Chapman. Jim Chapman was the head coach here at Case between 1982 and 1986, and he was 36-7-1. And with a win tonight, Coach Debelak will move to 37-19 in his career.
Now Corey Kidd leaves under his own power, but not putting any weight on his injured left leg. And so he is over on the bench behind the Oberlin sideline. Yeomen come back out now, trailing at 28-0. They have not been able to move the ball. And in motion is Harvey. They will give the ball up the middle. And this is Fisher, I believe, carrying the football. Or, pardon me, Sean Curtis. We'll see who it is when they get up off the turf.
No, it's Adam Lowther.
Lowther was the ball carrier. Adam Watson in on the tackle with 2:08 to play in the first quarter. Pick up 3 on the run up the middle. 2nd down and 7. Shekin, Coleman, Homick, and Colasar have all scored on touchdown receptions for Case so far in this game. We are under the lights tonight here at Case Field. Spartans leading Oberlin 28-0. Here's the snap to Calgren. He hands it up the middle again. They keep it on the ground to Lowther. And he gets out across the 30 to the 32-yard line before he's tripped up. A 3rd down coming up. 3rd and we'll call it 2 for the Yeomen with 1:25 to go in quarter number 1. Clock continues to move.
Case a couple of substitutions in the defensive secondary. Dan Calabrese is now in at corner for the Spartans. And Greg Kingscott is now in at safety.
Back to Calgren here, runs on the option, right side. Now he looks downfield, gets rid of it, and it will be caught by Ryan Harvey. Was he inbounds? They say he was, and that'll be good for a 1st down. He steps out of bounds over at the 42-yard line. So they pick up 10 from Calgren to Ryan Harvey. And the Yeomen will move the chains here. I believe that's their first down.
I think so as well.
May have had one earlier, but very tough moving the football so far tonight. So that is one of their top producing offensive plays of the first quarter. And in motion on the left side. Now they'll snap it back and hand it to Harvey, who will try and run with it. He will get tackled in the backfield.
And Lisa Sala simply came through a gap and was waiting for Harvey on the end around.
And the 50s crew, number 55, Rich Doolin, number 56, Dale English in there on the tackle as well. We'll hear from Dale English at halftime today, the sophomore out of Holy Name High School. Terrific defensive tackle for the Spartans, and he'll join us at halftime. We'll also visit with Cindy Spahn, a junior cross-country runner here at Case Western Reserve. That's the end of the first quarter. 28-0 Case, leading the Oberlin College Yeomen here at Case Field. We'll take a timeout. Back with second quarter action in just a moment on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. Wings it toward the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown.
Celebrate the past, embrace your future. Alumni Weekend and Homecoming. Register online.
Well, we go to the second quarter, 28-0 Case. Calgren carrying the football in the first play of the second quarter. He gets out across midfield on a good scramble as Calgren breaks into Case territory as he's tackled at the 49-yard line. Greg King-Scott was able to get in there and finish off the play for Case, but Calgren, a freshman out of Curwensville, PA, scrambles to the 49-yard line, and it is just short of a first down. Thought he had first down yardage, but it's just shy, about half a yard. So third down, very short. Harvey in motion to the right side, and now Calgren wanted to run it himself. He falls forward as he was grabbed around the waist by Dale English, and we'll see how far ahead they mark this football.
Well, the Spartans read run right away, and that may have been because Ryan Harvey, who came in motion from left to right, kind of gave up on the play. As soon as the ball was stopped or snapped, Ryan Harvey simply stepped across the line of scrimmage and stopped. So the defensive secondary simply keyed on the run and moved up to support.
It is short, so it is fourth down. Fourth and very short yardage here, and they will go for it. They go with the I formation. Again, a man in motion to the right side. They will hand this one to Lowther, and he breaks through for a first down. They only needed a few inches.
And Scott Schellenberg, the fullback, came in and really had a nice block to pop Lowther for the first down.
So it is a first down for the Yeomen, their second on this drive. They will come to the line of scrimmage in the Case into the field. The football is marked at the 46-yard line. Case had a turnover on their first play of the night tonight, but they have not looked back since. They lead it 28-0. Back to throw Calgren. He's rushed by Doolin. Gets rid of the football. Harvey makes the catch at the 45. Dives ahead to the 44-yard line. Narrowly dodging a big hit by Brad Paramore. And he picks up a couple on the play. Second down for the Yeomen. 12:42 to go here in the second quarter. David Wilson, Ed Doherty. Our engineer tonight, Kevin Welsh, back at the WHK headquarters. And it's great to have you with us for Case football. The Spartans ranked 10th in the country in Division III. Football marked at the 43. Spartans on defense right now. Yeoman trying to sustain a drive. They go to Lowther, breaks over the left side. Nice spin move across the 40 and cuts through to the 37-yard line. Pickup of 6. That will leave him a couple of yards short.
And Greg Kingscott in on the tackle, and Kingscott getting a chance to play. It looks like Zach Haas is limping around on the sideline.
Haas was shaken up earlier. I saw the trainers working on him. Had his first career interception last week at Rochester. Spartans trying to extend a 23-game regular season winning streak. And right now, a 28-0 lead here at Case Field. Second quarter action. Calgren on the option. Wants to flip. Keeps the ball. Pushes his way forward. Close to the 35. It's loose. And the Yeomen recover.
Calgren got it back. Case had a chance to fall on it. I think Bobby Bont just overran the football.
So Calgren gets in there.
What was a first down is now short of the first down.
Yeah, he was at the 35-yard line after tucking it under on the option, but then lost it. And so the ball back at the 39-yard line. They're looking at a 4th and 3.
We had a chance to talk to Jeff Brown before the game, Dave, and even though he's not in uniform tonight, he says that defense gets upset when they allow a point, which is
yeah, he takes,
that's an ultimate goal to shut out every opponent.
Calgren did not like the look of the alignment on defense. He spends a timeout. We will take one as well. 10:38 to play in the second quarter. Case 28, Oberlin nothing. We'll be back with more after this 30-second timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Case campus. And relaxation right around the corner. It's Double Tree Hotel Christmas downtown Lakeside. Unwind in our large indoor pool and brand new whirlpool, or work up a sweat in our state-of-the-art 24-hour fitness center. The Double Tree is also the walking distance of many major downtown attractions and has a special case athletic rates of just $89.
Stay tuned. Coming up after football tonight on WHK, it's the Sports Fix with Nick Kubik, Kevin Welsh, and Vic Cortez. They'll take you through midnight tonight, coming up after our broadcast of Case Western Reserve football here on AM 1420. 4th down and 3. They will go for it here. Calgren calls out the signals. Harvey in motion. They will go back and hand to Lowther. He is knocked back in the backfield, spins forward, dives out to the 35, and looks to have the first down on a great second effort by Adam Lowther, the sophomore tailback out of Cridersville, Ohio.
Well, to finish the thought on Jeff Brown on the sideline in street clothes tonight, Brown living and dying on every play against his defense. Brown on his knees, slapping the turf, encouraging his team on.
Yeah, possibly working that shoulder out more, pacing and pounding the turf than he would if he were playing.
Michael Harris now in at defensive tackle for the Spartans.
They will flip it on the option, and it's a fumble. Calgren lost the football, and the Spartans have it this time. Case comes up with it, and I believe it was Bobby Bott who came up with that loose football. He was one of the last guys up out of the pile. The Spartans take over on the fumble as Calgren at the last second tried to flip the ball on the option, and the Spartans will come back out on offense, and the Yeomen had put a decent drive together with, of course, the 4th down conversion, but losing it on the turnover. And Case will take over here on their own 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Dan Whalen takes the snap, looks downfield, has time to throw, goes to the middle of the field to Meyer, makes the catch across the 45, tackled and tripped up at the 44-yard line. And the Spartans break into Yeoman territory.
I would expect that Case would stay more in a shotgun tonight Occasionally, Whalen will go up under center, but Mike Allen is still playing with a heavily taped right wrist. It allows him to snap the football with just one hand. Much easier for him to get on a block if he's not worried about Whalen stepping away from center.
Whalen back to throw again, and he is going to be sacked. He got away from the first tackler, but then he was thrown to the turf. Cody, we want the junior defensive lineman out of Berlin Heights, Ohio. Brought down Whalen in the end. So Whalen takes a sack here. I don't believe there was a sack recorded last week by the Rochester defense.
And Kenyon did not get to Whalen. I believe they did get to one of the reserves late in the football game.
Yeah, they've done a very nice job in quarterback protection this year. Whalen rolls out, throws it to Sutka. Back across the field. Looked like an old Omar Vizquel play in the hole there as Whalen threw back across his body. Sutka gets out to the 50.
I'll give the Oberlin defense credit. They stayed at home. They didn't overly pursue Whalen to the far side of the field. And when the screen came to the weak side or the back side to Sutka, Oberlin was there waiting for him. It's a loss of 2 on the completion.
They lost yardage on the play. It's 3rd down and 16. The football at the 50 right now for Case. Whalen to throw. Wings it out to Colasar at the 45-yard line. Grabbed there, forced out of bounds at the 44. So they pick up 6 and a 4th and 10 for Case. And I believe the Spartans will use a timeout. We will take one as well. 8:19 to go before halftime here at Case Field tonight. Case 28, Oberlin nothing. We'll be back with more second quarter action after this on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Hey, Spartan fans, the best pizza in Cleveland is right around the corner. For the past 26 years, Rascal's Pizza has been serving up the best pizza, wings, pasta, and salads till 2:30 in the morning. Located right in the corner of Euclid Mayfield, bring your ticket stub from today's game and receive $3 off your next pizza order. Rascal's Pizza, a proud sponsor of Case Athletics. 4th and 10 for the Spartans.
Spartans will go for it here. 4th down and 10. The football is marked at the Oberlin 44-yard line.
I think this is Dan Whalen talked head coach Greg Doublak into going for it.
4 receivers, 2 on each side. Whalen back to throw, looks downfield, fires it to nicely, makes the catch 40, 35, hurdles a tackler and lands at the 30-yard line. And the Spartans convert on 4th and 10.
He just went up and over Sean Krapinski. He tried to submarine nicely.
He ends up at the 29-yard line after that leaping effort. And so the Spartans pick up 15 on the play on 4th and 10, and the drive survives. Now Whalen will roll out to the right side, looking downfield, got a man open, but he overshoots Cowdrick. Cowdrick needed to grow about 6 inches on that pass play to be able to haul that one down as Whalen overshot his target on the run. 2nd down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Dan Whalen last week became the all-time Case passing yardage leader with a 4-yard pass to Colasar on the first play of the game at Rochester.
Well, in this week he took over the career attempts mark. He needed just 1 coming into the football game to tie, 2 to surpass.
Whalen back to throw. 2nd down and 10. Wings it to Chekin, who did not have possession of the football. He dropped it. There was some thinking that it might have been a fumble, but did not ever possess the ball.
Tony Opperman is hurt. He's going to limp off the field. Matt Yanosko is going to come back into the football game, and William Kakish is going to join the offensive line, replacing Opperman.
7:51 to go in the first half. We'll visit with Dale English at halftime. Also check in on the women's cross-country team at Case. Very successful program under Kathy Lanise. We'll visit with Cindy Spahn, a junior runner. That's coming up at the half tonight. Whalen calling out the signals on 3rd down and 10. He will drop back, sets up at his 35, fires it downfield in the end zone. Caught nicely, is there for the touchdown. Whalen hit nicely in stride, and Whalen has his 5th touchdown pass of the first half.
That ties a career high that he set last week when he threw 5 against Rochester. And Whalen now with 14 touchdown passes on the season.
29-yard strike to Sean Nicely. 5 different receivers on the touchdowns tonight as Coffey boots this one through. And it is a 35-0 Case lead with 7:46 to play here in the first half. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Back after this on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
The perfect place to grab a quick bite after the game. So be sure to stop by in the corner of Euclid and Mayfield. Don't forget your ticket stub for today's game. Receive $3 off your next pizza order. Rascal House Pizza, a proud sponsor of Case Athletics. Coffey to take off for the Spartans. Back deep for the Yeomen are Witches and Harvey.
Sean Nicely with his 2nd touchdown reception of the campaign.
You know, one thought on that touchdown pass, when the play started, Oberlin had 3 down linemen. They didn't have a linebacker. Well, they had 1 linebacker in the game. They had 7 defensive backs that were dropping into coverage, and Whalen still found an open receiver.
Here's the kickoff from Sam Coffey, booming end-over-end kick right to the middle of the field. It'll be taken at the 5-yard line by Ryan Harvey out to the 15, 20, 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Yeomen will come out right there with 7:39 to play in quarter number 2. It is 35-0 Case. Sean Nicely entered the game today, 11 catches, 157 yards. Had 4 catches last week. 2-time first-team UAA player. And makes the grab on the touchdown from Dan Whalen, a drive that included a 4th and 10 conversion.
And you talked about 5 different receivers have touchdown receptions tonight. 9 different players have caught passes this year for Case.
Well, 5 tonight, as now Calgren goes back to throw. Hit as he throws, and Brad Paramore almost picked that one off. Ryan Harvey was the intended target. Paramore broke that up.
We mentioned Tony Opperman, the offensive lineman who had come out of the football game. He's getting his left ankle retaped on the sideline.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, the Yeomen certainly trying to limit and cover the Case passing game, but it just has not worked for them tonight. Whatever Jeff Ramsey has tried, it has not succeeded. The pitch goes back. This will be taken by Sean Curtis. He cuts upfield, gets close to the 30-yard line, might have picked up 2.
Oberlin had 2 men in motion on that play. It was not called. It wasn't a simple shift, but 2 men, one moving parallel, and the wide receiver stepping up to cover the end.
Old Canadian Football League rules right there. You and I are both fans of the
CFL
game up north. 7:03 to go here in quarter number 2 at Case Field. Spartans all over the Yeomen tonight, 35-0. Back to throw Calgren. Rolling to his left, now near the sideline, fires it out of bounds and incomplete. Only man in the general area was Robin Witches, who was about 10 yards downfield from where that ball went out of bounds. 4th down, and the Yeomen will come out and punt this one away.
Zach Howes was on coverage on that play, so glad to see Zach back in the football game.
Corey Kidd was shaken up earlier for the Yeomen. He is back on the field now, and he will punt this one away. Bobby Bott is at his own 45. nicely near his own 30. 4th down and 9. And now a whistle blows, and they may have taken too much time.
No, they still had 3 seconds left on the clock.
Officials counting the number of Yeoman players on the field right now. They may have had an extra man. They will call an illegal substitution on the Yeoman.
And usually an illegal substitution means you had 12 men in the huddle, and Oberlin didn't really huddle, and they had to run an extra player on the field. So that's what Jeff Ramsey's questioning, is how do you get an illegal substitution when we don't huddle and we were short a player?
Officials now will talk about it again. They have backed up the Yeoman 5 yards for this punt. Yeoman still asking about it as well.
Interesting. It is an interesting call.
They pick up the flag now. Now they are going to take the flag and pick it up. So no penalty. So Jeff Ramsey wins the argument there, and they will mark it back to the original line of scrimmage, which is the 28-yard line.
About the only thing Case hasn't done tonight is return a punt or a kickoff for a touchdown.
Now Bott comes up closer to the line of scrimmage. Here is the kick, a very short kick by Kidd, and it will bounce, and the Yeoman will down it, and it will be at the 36-yard line, and that's where Case will take over in their own territory with 6:37 to play here in the first half, Ed. And Dan Whalen, 5 touchdown passes to 5 different receivers tonight. Chekin, Coleman, Holmick, Colasar, and Nicely.
5 last week, 4 in week 1 against Kenyon. Coming into the football game, Dan Whalen himself with his yardage passing and running was 9th in total offense in Division III.
Whalen's still in the ball game right now, and he goes back to throw. Now he'll run it himself, running out to the right side, tries to turn the corner, and he is knocked out of bounds. Drug out of bounds at the last second by Derek Dennis, the junior linebacker out of Detroit, Michigan.
I know Whalen is a football player, but somebody better teach him how to baseball slide on those plays.
Yeah, when he was finally tackled by Dennis out of bounds, looked like he had his legs sort of twisted under him, and boy, you just wince when you see that in a game like this. 35 zip Case, fake handoff. Now Whalen downfield, hit Cowdrick in the hands.
What a laser from Whalen.
And he could not flag it down. That ball had some mustard on it, and Cowdrick was unable to haul it in on the run coming across the middle.
A little behind him on his back shoulder, but Cowdrick usually has the hands to reach up and bring those in, but Whalen with such a rope over the middle.
They'll line up Colasar far side right. Holmick to the left. Cowdrick lines up in the slot on the left side. Now Whalen looks to throw. Coverage breaking down, and he fires it over the middle again. And Meyer was the intended target. He couldn't hang on. Holmick was as wide open as you could possibly be down the sideline, and even after that play was over, Holmick was waving at Whalen. 4th down, and the Spartans will punt this one away, and Whalen will have his first opportunity to punt tonight.
Cowdrick and head coach Greg Debelak with a couple of words as they came to the sideline. I don't know if Cowdrick missed an assignment or was expected to be in a different location.
6:18 to go. Here's Whalen's punt. It's a good one. Spiraling back to the 20-yard line. It's taken back there by Ryan Harvey, and he cannot break it upfield. Bobby Bott got back there. Also had defensive help from Kyle Snyder, the freshman defensive back out of Walsh Jesuit. So a return of 1 for Ryan Harvey to the 21-yard line. That's where the Yeoman will take over, down 35-0 with 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Well, the Case starters are still in on defense, Dave. with Adam Watson, Rich Doolin, Jake May, and Dale English up front. The Sasala brothers are the linebackers.
Calgren takes the snap. He will run it straight up the middle and pays the price. Corey Sylvie hits him, as well as Sasala.
Boy, ball came loose.
That was like a kamikaze mission right there, as Calgren just ran straight up the middle, and
Corey Sylvie picked up the loose ball, and Dave, I'm not sure he was down. That ball looked like it was loose before Calgren had hit the turf, but it'll stay with the Yeomen.
They keep possession. Picked up 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4. The football at the 27-yard line of the Yeomen. Calgren calls out the signals. Harvey goes in motion. They will flip the ball on the option play over to Lowther, and he slips behind the line of scrimmage and falls down at the 24-yard line, losing 3 yards.
Corey Sylvie from his outside linebacker strong, or check that, Mike Pelyak was there from the strong safety position coming up to make the play.
Case 2-0 on the season. A 23-game consecutive regular season winning streak. We're at Case Field tonight, under the lights with fireworks to follow. Calgren calls out the signals for the Yeomen, drops back to throw. A little screen pass, and it's caught by Adam Neese, the freshman out of Brecksville. And now a flag is down on perhaps a late hit on Calgren.
Dale English is going to get called for it.
That'll be a roughing the passer penalty, and the Spartans will pay for it. Neese ran that ball out to the 27, which would have left them about 4 yards short of the first down, but the penalty yardage will mark it ahead 15 yards all the way out to the 42.
And Neese, a local product from Brecksville, Ohio.
Played his high school ball at St. Ignatius, who today continue to celebrate a big win last night, Ed.
A big win over Menor locally. Dominating win.
Lowther in motion. Now he backs up and takes the handoff from Calgren. Cuts up field past the 45-yard line. Tackled near the 47, and a pickup of close to 5 for Adam Lowther, and he has found running room hard to come by. 2nd down and 5 for the Yeomen, who trail Case 35-0 here at Case Field. Clock continues to move with 4 minutes left before halftime. Our halftime show coming up with Dale English and Cindy Spahn as our guests on our athlete features at halftime. Ed will have a complete check of the halftime stats. And again, a running play for the Yeomen to Lowther, and he's tackled back near the 45, and again, a negative yardage play. They lose 2, and it'll be a 3rd down and 7 for Oberlin with 3:20 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Five touchdown passes for Dan Whalen tonight. If you've tuned in late and missed the first half, it has been quite a performance by the senior out of Willoughby South, Dan Whalen. Here's the pass out to the right side from Calgren, and he hits Danny Enright, the tight end. The first time they've thrown to Enright tonight, he makes the catch. Enright, the 6'4" sophomore out of Novi, Michigan. He makes the catch, but it's short of the first down. 4-yard pickup. It's 4th and 3 now. The ball 1 yard short of midfield. Still in Oberlin territory at the 49.
Well, for the Spartans, looking to hold again. This is about where Oberlin was earlier in the 2nd quarter, as they had put together a decent drive. And now a stoppage in play, Dave. Did Oberlin call a timeout?
Looks like the timeout was taken by Jeff Ramsey, and it was. So Ramsey takes timeout. And we will take one as well. 2:43 to go in the second quarter here at Case Field. Case 35, Oberlin nothing. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Regular subs or $2 off if Case gets the win today. Quiznos at the Circle and Case Athletics, partners in excellence. Hey, Spartan fans, when your hunger calls for something hot and toasty, there's only one place to go. Quiznos at the Circle. They will toast you anything and everything that will fit in their famous Quiznos toasters to curb the appetite of the hungriest fans. As a platinum sponsor of Case Athletics, Quiznos is proud to offer both fans and athletes $1 off any regular sub or $2 off if Case gets the win today.
35-0, Case on top here. Late stages of the first half. 2:43 to play before halftime. Yeoman with a 4th down play coming up here. 4th and 3. They will go for it. Split backfield to the left and right of the quarterback, Dave Kalgren. Snap goes back to him. He will keep the football. Now he hands it on a reverse. They have first down yardage and more all the way across midfield out to the 40-yard line. And it was carried by Sean Curtis.
Curtis had lined up in the slot to the left. It looked like Oberlin was going to run the option to the left. Curtis came back to the right side of the formation and caught the pitch from Kalgren as he looked like he was pitching on an option, and Curtis caught it midair and came around to the opposite side of the right side and picked up the first down.
It was run to perfection by the Yeoman. One of their most effective offensive plays of the night. Eye in the backfield now behind Kalgren. They will go back and hand this one to Lowther. He dives forward, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and is tackled for little or no gain. Jake May was in there on the stop, the 6-foot junior out of Brook Park. They will give him 1. 2nd down and 9. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Well, you were talking about Jeff Brown earlier and that defensive philosophy of really being offended when the opponent scores a point. And Brown, who is being held out tonight to nurse that sore shoulder, especially with the bye week coming up.
So they set a goal of shutting out each opponent.
Back to throw Kalgren. He'll go down hard. Sacked in the backfield by the Spartans. Doolin and English each record the sack.
He's slow to get up, holding his left knee. He pump faked, hoping to get both Doolin and English in the air and avoid them, and neither one left their feet and just swarmed him under out beyond the 45-yard line.
Dale English had 9.5 sacks last year, first team UAA.
Had 2 sacks coming into the season, or coming into this game.
Records a half sack there with his line mate, Rich Doolin. And it's 3rd down and 17. Back to throw Kalgren. He'll go up top here, and this one's going to be picked off. Intercepted by Dan Calabrese of the Spartans. He'll be tackled behind the 20. A flag comes out. Spartans take over on the turnover.
Well, Case has 2 penalties. They have a block in the back as well as a hold.
Dan Calabrese, the freshman out of Mentor, Ohio. There is the block in the back call after the interception. Calabrese played his high school ball at Notre Dame Cathedral Latin.
Well, they're going to get Paramore for the block in the back, but Dale English could have been called for a hold as he turned a defender around with his left arm.
So they will mark it back from the spot of the foul, and they will move it back to the 8. So Case has the football. They will say it's on the 9. Looks more like the 8 from up here. 38 seconds left in the half. Now Dan Whalen is still in, and he will run it himself straight up the middle. Still on his feet to the 20, 25 to the 30. Tucks it under to the 40, and he's knocked out of bounds.
Just a routine 32-yard quarterback draw for Dan Whalen.
Dan Whalen made some nifty moves right about the 25, 30-yard line and got an extra 10 yards out of it, was able to step out untouched. Just like that, the Spartans out at the 40. 35-0 Case. 28 seconds left now in the half. Whalen pump fakes, still alive in the pocket, rolls out to the right side, looking downfield. He'll wing it and nicely makes the catch and slides out of bounds. They're going to say he was not in, so it is incomplete. Whalen questions the officials.
That's a tough call to make, because it looked like at least some part of Nicely's leg was in bounds when he made the reception.
2nd down and 10 with 19 seconds left here in the first half. The Spartans trying to add one final dagger.
Well, they'll need at least 30 yards to let Sam Coffey try a long field goal. The way Dan Whalen's throwing the football, who knows?
Whalen takes a timeout. Spartans had 2 and deciding not to leave them on the table. 19.3 seconds left. Spartans will talk this over. 35-0, 2nd down and 10. Well, hard to know where to start, really. There have been so many things done well in this game. Certainly Whalen orchestrating everything, but great protection again and great defensive coverage. Calgren not having a whole lot of time to work with in the pocket. You can really list 2 or 3 different things here, Ed, that has been very impressive.
Well, to go with that, Case has the depth that will allow them to play some second and third string players in the second half. Oberlin simply does not have that depth either. They only have about 40 players on their roster.
It is definitely a lonely sideline on the Oberlin side here tonight. And Whalen will take the shotgun snap, drops back to his own 30, looking downfield. He wants to go up top with it. Cowdrick is open, makes the catch at the other 30, and tackled near the 22-yard line.
It just is too easy for Dan Whalen at this point.
That is a 39-yard pickup. There's a flag down on the play.
But you have to give the offensive line credit on that play. They held out the Oberlin defense.
It is a personal foul call against the Spartans. Now, as they came off the field, Greg Debelak was Nicely was guilty of the personal foul. Dan Whalen, or I should say Greg Debelak, was holding out his arms to Nicely as they came off the field. They will mark it back from the spot of the foul, and the football is now at the 32. Pardon me, yes, the 37-yard line of the Yeoman with now 10 seconds left. And I believe the Spartans used a timeout here. It's their last timeout.
Yeah, Whalen came up the field and signaled the timeout.
10.9 seconds showing on the clock. Now the football is at the 37. And really not any need to overanalyze things. The Spartans are up 35-0. But you wonder here if they'll just take one shot here at the end zone.
Well, it's an opportunity for a personal record for Dan Whalen.
Whalen now wants a little extra huddle. They broke huddle around the coaching staff. Headed back out, and now Whalen has a few last words for the Spartans, and he'll set up in the shotgun. Meyer is to his right. They'll stack 3 receivers on the right side. Holmick is alone on the left. Somebody jumps. Now they get back. No flag on the play. Whalen rolls back at midfield. He will wing it all the way to the end zone. It is up for grabs, and it is going to be a touchdown! Tim Cowdrick makes the touchdown reception flat on his back in the end zone.
Now there's some discussion by the referees. They have an ineligible man downfield against Case.
1.3 seconds remain in the first half, but that penalty is going to wipe out A reception.
The only way that Case had an The only way they were going to have that is the two receivers on the far side of the field both were up on the line of scrimmage. And with that, the receiver in the slot becomes an ineligible receiver and cannot go downfield.
They mark it back to the 42-yard line, so wipe out the touchdown reception for Cowdrick. And the Spartans will have one final shot here in the first half. 1.3 seconds left. This will be the final play of the second quarter. Whalen will again roll out. Same play, right side. Now he sidesteps a tackler. Rolls out again. Wants to fire it to the end zone. There it goes. Cowdrick is open again. He goes up for it. He makes the catch again. It's a touchdown. Lightning strikes twice.
And another flag has come in from the back judge.
A late flag, but the Spartans first Pete and then repeat. Tim Cowdrick made the grab. This would be a 47-yard touchdown reception.
So do we say that Dan Whalen his excessive celebration on Case? So is Dan Whalen thrown for 6 or 7 touchdowns tonight, Dave?
Officially, it will go for 6, but 2 plays in a row connecting with Cowdrick on a circus catch in the end zone. Only one of them will count, but he did it twice. By the way, it's 42 yards on the touchdown, 42 yards. And the Spartans lead it now by a score of 41-0, pending the PAT.
It'll be a 15-yard penalty, so the
And you know what? I got to ask a question here. Cowdrick makes the catch, and within a second, the flag was out for excessive celebration. How could that possibly be excessive at the exact instant of the catch?
Well, I wonder if they're going to get him for what he did with the football. He jumped up, and I guess the question is, did he fling the football at the defender after he let go of it? It's the only thing it could be.
Here's the long extra point kick for Coffey. It is on the way, and it is no good. That ball was spotted at the 25-yard line, and that's the end of the first half. What a half of football for Case Western Reserve University.